If you don't find joy in the journey, you're not going to get where you want to go. If you have created this space where you believe or you've been taught, because I know it is taught sometimes, that life is hard and life is a struggle and life is supposed to be that way, and you're supposed to suffer and all of that before you reach where you want to go, before you get to have that, you will never get to that point as long as you stay in that space. You may have moments where you let something connect them because God, the universe loves you, each and every one of you so tremendously. And that love is pouring towards you at all moments in time. The thing is, you have to open and receive it. When you're in that space of life has to be hard and painful and difficult, you've got a lot of doors shut. There's usually you'll appreciate somebody doing something. That's a light. Where a little love can flow in. That's where a little bit of that God source energy can flow to you. And so most people are letting little bits in, but they've got so much of it shut and they're making it so much harder than it's supposed to be by believing that it's supposed to be hard, because you can only receive as big as you believe. If you believe it's supposed to be hard, it's going to be hard and it's going to stay hard. It doesn't get easier as long as you're still believing that it's hard. And so that's where I want to invite you to start an appreciation journal. Look for the things that are good. Let more of those feelings of ease come in wherever and however you can, but recognize them, appreciate them. Oh, wow, somebody did this for me. I don't know why they did this for me. This is the most amazing thing. Thank you. Because as soon as you're doing that, you're letting a little more in. And then the goal is to actually recognize when your different thought process is letting more in, so you can begin to start that process of thinking it doesn't have to be so hard, that it can be easy. It can be. And that's not to say you're not going to have hard moments, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And you don't have to live there, and you don't want to live there because you're not. I mean, I've chosen to live there when I didn't understand that. God, yeah, I can tell you, I've been there for multiple years, more times than once, when I really didn't understand the connection. And then because God is so loving and so huge, source energy, whatever you want to call it, when you start letting something feel better, it's all over you and it gets better. But the trick is, if you don't really understand that you can choose that, then you land yourself back in a hard space thinking it's hard, that this is the only way, not realizing you get to choose how long you're in the hard, how hard it is. Because you can choose different thoughts and start having things line up for you. A source energy is always trying to guide you, always trying to send you answers and different things that you can do and solutions and people, and crazy things can happen when you start believing they can happen. Phone calls across the earth, or a text or an email from someone you haven't talked to in years that has a perfect solution to something that's going on in your life. And you're like, how did they know? Because that's how magnificent God source energy is. But first you have to let that door open a little bit.